DR.Josef Mengele, a name synonymous with evil. At Auschwitz, the infamous Nazi concentration camp, he was known as the Angel of Death. A physician by training, Mengele subverted his oath to heal. Instead, he became obsessed with twisted scientific pursuits, using human beings as his subjects. His experiments were marked by unimaginable cruelty, devoid of any ethical or moral compass. Mengele's arrival at Auschwitz in 1943 marked the beginning of a nightmare for prisoners. He joined the camp's medical team, but his true interest lay not in healing, but in exploiting the captive population for his grotesque experiments. He was particularly fascinated by twins, believing they held the key to unlocking the secrets of genetics and heredity. Mengele's actions were a product of the Nazi ideology that fueled the Holocaust, a toxic blend of racism, anti-Semitism, and a warped sense of scientific exploration. He saw himself as a pioneer, a visionary unraveling the mysteries of human biology. In reality, he was a sadist who inflicted unimaginable suffering in the name of science. Mengele's experiments were as numerous as they were barbaric. His victims, primarily Jews and Roma, were subjected to unimaginable horrors. He was particularly fixated on twins, believing they held the key to understanding human heredity. He would subject them to painful and often deadly procedures, comparing their reactions and dissecting their bodies after death. Sterilization was another area of morbid fascination for Mengele. He experimented with various methods, both surgical and chemical, to find the most efficient way to sterilize men and women. His goal was to perfect techniques that could be used to prevent the reproduction of undesirable populations. The pain and trauma inflicted on his victims were of no consequence to him. Mengele also subjected prisoners to horrific experiments involving freezing, chemical injections, and surgeries without anesthesia. He would submerge victims in ice water, studying the effects of hypothermia, or inject them with deadly concoctions to observe their reactions. The screams of his victims echoed through the camp, a testament to his inhumanity. Upon arrival at Auschwitz, prisoners faced a terrifying ordeal: selection. Mengele, with a flick of his wrist, decided their fate. He would stand on the train platform, casually separating those deemed fit for labor from those destined for immediate death in the gas chambers. Children, the elderly, the infirm, all were ruthlessly eliminated, deemed unworthy of life by his twisted standards. For those spared immediate extermination, life in Auschwitz was a living hell. They endured starvation, disease, and brutal forced labor. Mengele's presence loomed large, a constant reminder of the capriciousness of their existence. He saw himself as a god, dispensing life and death with chilling indifference. Mengele's role in the selection process was just one aspect of his reign of terror. He was a constant threat, appearing at random in the barracks, plucking victims for his experiments. His presence instilled a deep-seated fear in the hearts of prisoners, who lived in constant dread of becoming his next subject. As the war drew to a close and the Allies liberated the camps, Mengele vanished into the chaos. He evaded capture and justice, slipping through the cracks of history. He lived under assumed names, eventually finding refuge in South America, where he continued to elude the authorities until his death in 1979. The world learned of Mengele's death in 1985, confirming the suspicions that he had escaped accountability for his crimes. The news reignited the pain and anger of his victims and their families, who had long sought justice for the atrocities he committed. His escape, and the delay in confirming his death, compounded their suffering, denying them the closure they deserved. Despite his physical absence, Mengele's crimes cast a long shadow. The horrors he inflicted on men, women, and children at Auschwitz serve as a stark reminder of the depths of human depravity. His name has become synonymous with the Holocaust, a chilling symbol of the dangers of unchecked power and the perversion of science in the service of ideology. His legacy is a reminder of the importance of vigilance, education, and empathy to prevent such atrocities from ever happening again.